Does forward-facing sonar make fishing boring? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. Does forward-facing sonar make fishing boring? Is it boring to watch anglers using forward-facing sonar? It really depends on why you fish. If you fish to solve the puzzle of location and pattern, it may be boring for you. If you fish to catch more fish and learn the fish's behavior in detail, forward-facing sonar can be thrilling. But let's look into it a little bit more. Forward-facing sonar is a game changer. That is something that's used too often every year in July when ICAST comes around. Every new product, every new bait, every new everything is a game changer. It really isn't. Forward-facing sonar has been a game changer for anglers and fans. But let's look at the pros and cons and talk about if it makes fishing boring. Let's start off with the pros. The good thing about it is you can see fish in real time. You can track and react to what that bait or that bass does. And you can make those adjustments in real time. It also increases the angler's efficiency. They cast less randomly. You used to go fishing and if you don't have forward-facing sonar, you're beating the bank, you're blind casting. You're picking part of that pond or that lake apart on where you think the best fish or the biggest fish might be. With forward-facing sonar, it does that for you. You can scan out 70, 80, I don't even know how many feet, and go down so many feet to see where, if they're suspending, if they're on the bottom, or what they're doing. Taking out some of that strategy makes you catch fish maybe a little bit faster and not as boring. Next, you catch fish you've never seen. You will fish differently because of the technology. You fish deeper. You might even fish shallower. You might fish an area that just you never would ever have fished in the first place because it might hold fish, because there might be something on the bottom or something that you didn't know, structure that was there that might hold fish. But you fish differently because you're able to see what's out there. Now, some of the cons and the things that people will say that it makes it boring is that it removes the mystery of where are they. You don't have to worry about that anymore. All you need to do is know how to stare down at your screen and how to dial it in, and you can find fish. People who think it's boring say that with forward-facing sonar, it turns fishing into a video game because you're staring down at a screen, sometimes some big screens, and can see in real time what's going on. And that gets boring to a lot of us. And people think it's boring because anglers become disconnected from the water and nature, and they become screen dependent. And that makes fans and anglers and other people think that because of forward-facing sonar, bass fishing is boring. And for many of us, it does feel boring. Why? Fans feel like sight fishing 24/7, watching a screen isn't fishing. You are looking at pixels rather than the water and what God created. And anglers stop learning seasonal patterns to what the bass are doing or what the fish are doing because you're too concentrated on that screen. And forward-facing sonar takes away the aspect of the hunt of fishing, the thing that most anglers love to do. We love to hunt and stalk that prey, that bass. We love to sight fish and to troll up to it as quietly as possible, make that perfect presentation, that perfect cast. And with forward-facing sonar, you don't have to worry about that as much. And that makes fishing boring to many people. And for others, it's about catching fish. People that don't think it's boring and love it. There's lots of weekend warriors that have it on their boats and use it so that then when they do go fishing, that they catch fish. And forward-facing sonar really helps that. As someone who's went out with several people to go speck and crappie fishing, and you're going out there to catch some fish so that you can bring home and have a fish fry with your friends. Forward-facing sonar really helps dial it in and fish specific places where you know the fish are at. And in that case, it makes it really a lot more fun. makes it interesting because you're looking at the screen and hoping that what you present to that speck or crappie entices them to come up and eat. And with that technology, the learning curve is drastically faster. So with it, it increases catch rates and not so boring. And because anglers are able to see in real time what that bass or fish is doing, either rejecting your bait, then you might know that you need to change your retrieval speed or change your lure or slow down, because you're able to see what that bass's reaction is right then. And you're able to learn the fish's behavior better than ever. And that is exciting. There's a lot of people that love that kind of fishing. Now let's not look at this as tournaments and non-tournaments. Let's look at this as, does it make it boring or is it not? Don't shoot the messenger, but does it make it boring? Because there are always two sides to every story. And I can understand anglers and fans that don't like it in tournaments. But when you go out there and you're fishing with a young adult or a kid and having that technology, like a guide, and be able to find fish faster, I think there's something to be said for that. Because I know that when I used to take Thomas and my nephew fishing, either red fishing or even bass fishing, if we didn't catch fish, they didn't want to go the next time. So there's something to be said for both sides, but is it really boring? It's a tool that when used properly can really help you catch some fish. But is forward-facing sonar making fishing boring? Yes or no in the comments below. Thanks to all the new subscribers and members and everyone who's interactive on the channel. I really, really appreciate it. This is my 5th video I'm filming this morning. Now it's lunchtime. So hopefully you guys like this, even though there's been a few forward-facing sonar. But comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks to all the new subscribers and members and everyone interactive. Thank you. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.